All right, so Tyler Perry fans, this is just a video where I'm going over some comments I saw on some recent posts. Mainly the video I did about, Sisters is coming back in October, and to be completely honest, I am not a fan of that. And a lot of people, were chiming in with their thoughts, and there are those who are like, come on, I mean, I'm ready for it to come back right now. Other people are, agreeing with me that, hey, I think the show should be off until, next year, 2023. I think for me, it's just one of those situations where I think the other Tyler Perry shows could use the breathing room. I mean, perhaps, from a look, okay, I'm a fan of these shows. I understand Viacom, BET, Tyler Perry Studios, they're all businesses and whatnot. And then on the flip side of that, I'm a content creator for it. So I got to look at things from like different perspectives. Do I feel exhausted like, oh, great, now I'm going to be overworked because, there's going to be a bunch of Tyler Perry shows? Yes and no. I've done it before. If you've been on this channel long enough, especially when Tyler started on Viacom, there have been times where I've juggled 4 to 6 shows per week. I've done it before. But everybody reaches that breaking point where it's like, not that I'm not enjoying what I do. Don't think I'm quitting. I don't want to give off that vibe, even if it seems that way. But of course, as time went on, what was it, early this year or towards the end of last year? That's when I took a look at analytics for the first time, and I mean in depth, and like, yo, these bruh videos, these assisted living videos, the Wonder Years, all these shows I love aren't making any money, so I had to shift focus to the shows that were really making good ad revenue. Because you remember, I'll be reviewing The Oval, Sisters, House of Pain, Assisted Living, Have and Have Nots. Remember, like, the OWN shows weren't ending all at once, like they kind of overlap with the Viacom shows. Then Ruthless would sometimes be on, so I was juggling so many shows per week, and then I had to cut it back. And based on what we have now, it's been loosely confirmed that Zatima is coming to BET Plus in September. House of Pain and Assisted Living, we have no word on that, but Family Fun Night, I would not be surprised if it came back either later this month or at some point in September. Now, those two shows, no problem. They're only like 20, 22 minutes each. And I don't review Assisted Living because my ad revenue was just way too low. So House of Pain, there you go. Then in October, we know that Oval and Sisters will be coming back at probably the same time. Maybe the Oval on Tuesdays, Sisters on Wednesday. Then in November, it hasn't been confirmed, but it seems pretty clear that Ruthless will come back for Season 3B. And then Bruh might come back in December. So right there's going to be a lot of overlap. But at the same time, from a content creator standpoint, I cannot complain because that's a lot of content I can cover and, save up for that house, because I'm not getting my hopes up. I did see a few articles and news reports about how the housing market is a little better than it was over the past. It's kind of like gas prices. Things are kind of decreasing in terms of the crazy prices and whatnot. So, maybe, hopefully something will turn up soon for me. But regardless, do you think we're being oversaturated with Tyler Perry content? Yes, but I understand why. It's the fact that Tyler Perry can create content like it's nobody's business and just pump out shows and whatnot, kind of in the same way that Prince, James Brown would create a lot of music and, oversaturate the charts. I think that was something that WB, that's what led to a huge split between WB and Prince, was that, while the record labels and whatnot, they would want to milk an album for all it's worth. Back in the day, prior to streaming, folks. But Prince would just want to put out music left and right, as opposed to, putting out an album, going on tour for the album, but he'd already be tired of that album and want to move on to the next thing. But with Tyler Perry, he's able to create so much content. He owns it. He's doing it on his own, studio lot, so it's cheaper to create compared to other programs and movies and whatnot. I look at it this way. I've always said, jokingly, the Medea Cinematic Universe, or the MCU, is just like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I feel like with Disney Plus, the MCU has truly become more like Tyler Perry Studios, where we're just sitting here like, as a comic fan, it's like, shit. I never thought that there would be a point where there's so much Marvel stuff where even I don't want to watch all of it. I only watch the stuff that I actually want to watch. And I feel like from a Tyler Perry perspective, there's a lot of content coming out, but at the same time, how much of the content is good content? Sister Season 4B kind of, for me, it was just lackluster. And I think that that's why I am not in a rush for the show to come back in October. Now, again, from a network perspective, you got a show that's already filmed, put it out. And perhaps the ratings from Sisters, if it's out around the same time as these other Tyler Perry shows, will boost the ratings in those series as well, and everybody will be happy. But I do feel like, I don't know. I just feel like there needs to be some breathing room. Let these shows have their own time. Like, let Zatima come out on BET Plus and have fans have plenty of time to absorb that prior to Sister Season 5. Let Family Fun Night come back and do their thing and, join that along with The Oval. Ruthless and Bruh and all that stuff, that's BET Plus, so I really don't have too much to say about that. But I do feel like, there is a bit of an oversaturation. And I'm not just saying that like I'm realizing it for the first time. I've known that since Tyler Perry came to Viacom. It's been like the Tyler Perry network, because if it isn't his shows on late night TV, it is, his movies and, reruns of his, House of Pain, Meet the Brown shows during the day. But, again, it's just the fact that I know my perspective is different because this is my job. So I have to watch the shows. I have to, review and break down. So sometimes, I get tuckered out. But the thing about it is, it's only the middle of August. I still got the back half of August, the full month of September, assuming Zatima comes out, in September. So I guess for me, this is going to be a good time to kind of slow down, catch up on some other shows, do videos from different, things that are non-Tyler Perry, just so I can, rest my brain, because I know that the remaining months of the year are going to be hectic. But it's better to have an oversaturated Tyler Perry market of things to review than to have a huge dry spell wondering, how am I going to continue to make more money. So I can't be upset, but I do feel like, yes, the oversaturation aspect is a thing. And it just sounds, remember when I was like, yo, bruh is better than Sisters? And then season 3 came out and I'm like, okay, this is not a good season. And I felt like bad because I made a lot of noise about it. I feel the same way because, number one, all the noise I made about bringing Sisters back early, and then season 4B wasn't that good. And then we get season 4B and it's over, and I'm like, season 5 is coming out in October, and I don't want it to come out until next year. But I don't know. Take everything in stride. But let me know your thoughts. Do you think there's an oversaturation of Tyler Perry content? Do you wish it would kind of slow down? Because I'd rather wait like 2 months longer to get a very well put together script and season of a show. I'd rather get like 2 20 episode seasons of a show that are fantastic than to get a 150 episode run of multiple seasons of a show that's mediocre. But that's just me. But yeah, that's really all I got. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like I said, maybe I'm just overworked and I need to just take some breaks here and there. But hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. Hit subscribe and hit the bell icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I put content on the channel.